Hey guys, so today I put a video out earlier today, but I went a while without putting out any content, so figured I could put out another video today. I think um, I've gotten good feedback on the play and explain content, so I'm going to be giving that to you today. But today is just going to be a play and explain, just me talking over hands while I play them. This is not pre-recorded, so I'll be talking through the hands as I play them. So on the bottom we have two tables of 500 reg, and on the top we have 500 zoom. Right now it looks like there's about 12 players in the 500 zoom pool. It looks like there's a couple fish. One of them may have dropped out as the pool is dwindling a bit. So if the pool ends up dying, we'll close that out and get another two tables of 500 reg going. So we face a small blind flat. And yeah, we're just going to roll a bet. Yeah, we're just going to bet this one. Okay, so 3-bet pot. We're going to bet this one. You can go quarter pot to half pot. We'll go quarter pot with this one. But you definitely want to be randomizing your bets there because your betting frequency is going to go down on those monotone boards. You're not going to be doing any more than a 50% betting frequency on that board. So we face a limp. We have a gut shot. Two overs and a gut shot. We're just going to fold the queen high. Smaller bet, we would continue, but no need. Okay, a limp. Yeah, I was gonna say with a fish in the big blinds, we can open this, but facing a limp, we're just gonna fold. Open king jack on the button. And we're going to start to mix our pre-flop sizes in the zoom pool. If you'd like more information on how to do that, let me know. But yeah, you need access to good pre-flop sims, really, that has multiple sizes. Just gonna range bet this for half pot. Blocking Jack 9 and 9-8 is pretty good. Yeah, facing this raise, this is not. I mean, obviously for a hand that sucks, but raising in position is fine there. I suspect that players are weighted a bit too heavily towards bluffs in that situation, because I don't think most players understand how to construct a value range in that spot, and like what hands go into that range and why. Although this is 500 zoom, so I'm gonna lean towards giving a little more credit than the other pools, but I suspect that's a spot that is overbluffed, so in spots like that, when I have a hand with decent equity against a call-off range, I'm going to lean towards just jamming the flop. Aces in the big blind. Going to be cold 4-betting this. Cold 4-bet should be pretty small, considering in this situation we're in position against the 3-better, and okay, let's see. Oh my god. Okay, well, we will be going all in. He's not folding, so. Okay, hold. Hold! Nice. But yeah, if we look at the I'll just give you guys a quick glance at my pre-flop sims. But if you see versus a small blind 3-bet, the majority of the cold 4-bets from the big blind are just min clicks. So yeah, you definitely want to be sizing down. Okay. We shall be ripping. Nice. All right, chopping up. We had to pay a little rake there, but that's all right. Okay, ace high board, easy fold with the queens. But the cold 4-bet sizing is also a function of like the out of position 3-better sizing up. So we're just gonna be checking this back, and we will be squeezing this. So when the small blind flats, so if the button flats, your squeeze size should be somewhere around 15 big blinds, so it'd be around 75. But when the let's see here, I think with the heart we're going to want to bluff. Let's see, and then down here we're gonna squeeze. Then up here, we're just gonna range bet this. Okay. Out of position here, when we get 2 calls, we're just gonna check our entire range. This card will check down here with the ace queen, and we're just gonna pot it. If we get raised, we're just gonna fold. And then over here, we're gonna overbet the turn. And we get a fold. On the jack, it's a pretty bad card for our hand, but I think he's just gonna have a lot of pocket pairs that end up calling off. Yeah, I don't want to go too big here. If we get jammed on, we're just folding. But I think we get called by enough worse hands by the whale. This is a whale, by the way. I maybe should have prefaced that river decision with that information. Okay, let's see. This spot, yeah, queen nine is just a fold. Had to look that one up. We get a button limp in the 500 zoom. All right. Flop a gut shot. Yeah, we're just gonna min bet this. We get raised. Just gonna randomize this. We're just gonna call. Okay. And we're just gonna pot check raise. We lose to 6-8. Okay. We're gonna split our range here on this ace-10-3 board. We're gonna have a small size and a pot size. We're just gonna put this into the small size. With the queen, we're not going to need to bet as often on the turn. With a hand like 10-9, you could consider putting in another bet. But our hand doesn't really need any protection, and I mean, that's really the main thing. Okay, so pretty coordinated river. It's going to be interesting. It's going to make a lot of strong hands on this river, so... Queen 8. Did he have the spade? Queen 8 with the 8 of spades. Okay, that's a little ambitious, to say the least. Flop trips, turn a boat. King is a pretty fantastic card for him, so I'm just going to go for the check raise. Get called. Just going to pot the river like we would with a flush or a queen. We get called pretty quickly. Maybe out of flush. Wow. Okay, okay, I'm looking at what he had over here on the right. Yeah. Oh wow, that is pretty atrocious. Okay, we're gonna down bet the flop here. On an 8, on a paired board where the pair is an 8, we can start to mix in some checks. But our hand is just too strong here. We're just gonna go for a small value bet. Against the check raise, we will be continuing this. We are just so high up in our range when we bet. So turn king, we're gonna make a lot of top pairs. So yeah, we'll just check this one back, try to shove down. Okay. Club river. Okay. I don't mind his check raise. Yeah, I mean, I don't think people are doing nearly enough check raising versus the down bet on paired boards. I mean, on most boards in general, but especially paired boards. Flop the toppest of pairs. You will be continuing to win bet. They say down bet. Okay. Not really sure I like that side on this board. On these triple Broadway boards, there are certainly plenty of places you can do that, but I'm just going to go for a small value bet. Okay. What's the pool at now? Okay. Looks like about 12 players in the pool right now. Blind versus blind, ace deuce off is a pure 3-bet, so we will be 3-betting this versus an open. Remember, in the big blind, at equilibrium, we use a polar strategy out of the big blind, so we're just going to have a decent amount of offsuit trash like this. I did a previous video on 3-betting the big blind and donking in 3-bet pots if you want to go check that video out. Just a call, blind versus blind. We are running good today. Love it. Just gonna go for a small bet like we would with a 3 or an 8, or maybe like a middling pocket pair. This board will go for, we're gonna randomize our bets, but here we can go for a check call mostly. We'll do a small bit of check raising with this hand, but mostly check call, especially with the club. Yeah, just gonna roll a call here. The club, we're gonna have an easy continue on the turn. Okay. Going to go for a value bet against the ace high. Actually, I think we're gonna pot this. Okay, well. So that was not a GTO approved play, but sort of the meta in the 500 zoom pool is like many of the regs are doing loads of overbetting and vastly overbluffing in those lines. So if you're trying to go for like some thin value in certain spots, it can be more advantageous to go for the big bet, where you'd be sacrificing expectation at equilibrium. But oh, what the fuck is this? Oh, Oh, ship it. Okay, okay. The guy had like $11 or something. Okay. Okay. Um, but yeah, that is like definitely not a good size to get called by worse. Like at equilibrium. That was a mistake. That's supposed to be an open. 8-4 deuce, two-tone. We're going to overbet this actually. Just go with the high frequency bet on this board, button versus big blinds. Okay. We will definitely be 3-betting this. Now we are deeper, so that should be noted that if we get 4-bet, we're not going to be doing any 5-betting in position. I'm going to go with a range bet here on the bottom right on this dry rainbow board. Okay. On this turn, so ace-9 is going to be a check back, but it should be noted that we're going to be using some lower pocket pairs as bluffs on this board. A hand like pocket deuces should be bluffing at some frequency on that turn to because basically if none of our bluffs have showdown value, then out of position can make a call like Queen Jack or 8-9, like the open enders, much more profitable. Whereas like if we toss in a hand like pocket deuces, those hands lose expectation and become much closer to indifferent. We're going to be overbetting this turn. But if they have like Queen Jack out of position on that board for the open ender, and they know all of your bluffs lose to Queen High, it makes their job much easier because they have all the pair outs and the straight draw outs, and sometimes you're going to give up with 6 high or whatever, and they can still win. So on those turns that give out of position loads of straight draws, okay, you're going to be using some of your showdown value hands, your weakest showdown value hands as bluffs to bluff the turn and then check back a brick river. But if the river is like a somewhat coordinated card that gives out of position a lot of one pair hands that they called the turn with. You know, if they call like an open ender on the turn, and then like if a queen hit on the river there, you would like turn, you just barrel off with pocket deuces, for instance. Because now your bluff doesn't have showdown value. This will be 3-bet at a very low frequency, I think, but it's just mostly a call. Top pair and a backdoor. With the spade, we're going to bet at a lower frequency, but we roll a bet on this one. We get a call. We're going to check back the turn. Just going to be calling a bet. Going to be calling a 3-bet on the button here. Okay. I'm just gonna fold to the bet here. I really feel like we're gonna struggle to get called by worse, but in the turn check line, I mean, we have to go pretty thin here. So I'm not gonna be a bitch, and I'm just gonna go for the bet. I mean, I'm sure we have to bet all of our top pair here. Just gonna raise a turn here. We're up A9, and we get called on the river. Nice. Okay, and we make a pair on the river. And he has a queen. Okay. So earlier when we got 3-bet and like the big blind 3-bet us and we had 8s on the button, that is a really bad size to use as the out of position 3-better, I think. I mean, a lot of people just default to the 1/3 size when they don't really know what they're doing. Okay, we're just going to be half potting with our entire range on this board. Cut up first button, we're going to interact decently well with this board. We're going to have all the 10s and 9s. That's a pretty shit run out for our hand, obviously. We're just going to fold. Flop a flush draw. I don't know what this guy's thinking about. Hope we do not get raised. Going to roll a bet. He is really in the tank. I think if we had a lower pair and a heart, we could consider putting in another bet, but I think our hand just has too much showdown value. I mean, that's a pretty great card. Now we definitely have to value bet here. Just gonna go for like a 60% pot bet here. Try to get called by a worse 10, a 6 or a 4, or ace high. Ace high with a heart. Nice. Ship it. Okay, what did he have? Okay, he had ace 6. So he had, so the board was king, king, 10, 6, 4. Okay, I'm gonna 3-bet the big blind here. Take it down. We will be, let's see, this one, with the heart, we're going to continue because we unblock all of the backdoor bluffs that imposition will use. This turn, we're just going to be check folding. On this turn, I mean, we're just going to have so many one pair hands that can continue. It's just unnecessary. And with the ace of spades, we block a lot of bluffs. But out of position, you want to make sure you're doing a lot of checking. Like that board, button versus big blind, you can do a lot of range betting for a small size, but blind versus blind is going to play a lot differently. And you can get away with doing a lot of small betting out of position, which is fine, but if you know your opponent has some idea what they're doing, it's not so great. Reason being is that like imposition versus say like a quarter pot bet, imposition has to float an insane amount of hands, like hardly folding anything. And most people just look at their hand and think, well, I don't have a backdoor and I have king high, so I'm gonna fold. But like you have to float like all sorts of like queen high, no backdoor type shit. Imposition to like a quarter pot bet, like all sorts of stuff. Like any 2 overcards to the middle card, like all those hands, like offsuit and everything. It seems out of line, but like you're playing the rest of the hand in position, and like you're getting insane odds, right? Like a quarter pot bet. So I'd say if you have access to blind versus blind single raise pot sims, definitely take advantage of that. Fish 3xing the button. We're just gonna 3-bet the small. EP limp. Let's see. Here on this board, okay, we're just gonna. Actually, we're just gonna try to show this down. I think yeah. We're gonna try to show this down. Win against ace 10 or whatever, I guess. Yeah. Wow, he just gave up with queen 10 high. Well, that would be a fish for sure. Middle set, it's a great hand. Just gonna go for a 3rd pot bet here. Down here, we're going to go for the delayed check raise. Okay, we're going to block the river here. Okay. All right. King 9. Yeah, I think go for the bluff on the river. Nice. Three betting the small blind with the kings. Hopefully we get 4-bet, but we just get a call. Yeah, so we're gonna mostly mix this into a big size or check. Here we rolled a big size. Get called. So we roll a check on the turn. And now we're just gonna go for the jam. So here we're just repping an overpair. Nice. Wow. He called us with a 6. So the board was 8-7-5, deuce deuce. He had 6-5 of diamonds. I don't necessarily mind that. Sort of interesting. I think I'd rather call with a 7 or an 8 for, you know, blocker reasons, like because we're gonna have all the 7s and 8s. Because I don't think on that river we're gonna have anything but a jam range. So I think blocking 7s and 8s, because like if you split your range into like a block and a jam size, like your sets and boats are going to go into that size for the most part. But if you just have a jam range, I think he'd want to have an 8 or a 7. Okay, we're just going to go for a small bet out of position here. Wow. Okay. What did he call with? Okay. He called with an ace high wheel draw on the flop. I guess that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. It was a quarter pot bet on the flop, so. Yeah, I think that guy's call off is interesting, but I definitely. So like in that spot, I'm severely over bluffing, because the vast majority of players are over folding that spot. Like, you should really never fold a pair there. I mean, an 8 or a 7. I mean, you can start to fold some 6s and like the 9-8 that like blocks open-ender bluffs, but like 10-8 maybe you can start to fold. Okay, let's see. I open under the gun. Okay. I'm just gonna go for a small bet on the flop multi-way. But yeah, his call is reasonable, I think. But like I said, I'd rather have an 8 or a 7. And you don't have to defend much of your range there versus that bet. But he's probably on to the fact that a lot of players, a lot of regs in this pool are going to be over bluffing that spot. So, like against the pool, it's probably not so bad. I mean, it versus me, it's definitely not bad to station a bit there, but that call may have been a bit ambitious. Because small blind versus button, imposition should have a lot of 7x and 8x there. Going to be 3-betting the button here. Get called. 10-4 deuce board. Going to go for the range bet for the half pot size. Cutoff versus button, you're gonna on these 10 high boards, on the disconnected boards, you're gonna see a lot of like half pot range betting. Get called. Great. We're just gonna be going for stacks here, so gonna go just under pot here. And then try to get like a half pot river bet. And on the river. But again, I'm definitely over bluffing that spot as well, and I'm not just saying that. I'll make sure. I think anyone who has watched my stream for any length of time can attest to that. Yeah, gonna be 3-betting this some of the time. Mostly gonna be a call. Floppy gut shot. Okay. We flop top pair down here. So that is fantastic. Running pretty good today. We rolled a check back here. This is towards the top of our imposition defending range, so we're gonna mostly be betting this, but we're gonna want to check back some strong king x. On this turn, this makes for a great small bet because we'll be betting some queen x here, even some 7x. Yeah. Yeah, I think we're gonna want to go for a bet here. I think. Yeah. What? Okay, I'm trying not to be results oriented here, but my bet may have been a bit ambitious. But I don't know if that was like a slow roll or. Face a block. Just gonna call here. Yeah. I definitely like putting a lot of bluffs into that size, like more than you should, because the block size should be really uh, linear and merged, and not like you shouldn't have a lot of bluffs in that size. It should just be a lot of thin value and like some monster hands that you trap with that size. But um, having some air in that size is good, just because I think people overfold to it. Maybe a fish over here. I'm not sure. A great board. Queen high. Draw a disconnected board. Gonna go for the half pot bet. And we get called. We can start to make some checkbacks with the king of clubs. We rolled a checkback here. Feel very safe stacking off on the river here for sure. Okay. We get 3 bet by a short stack. We have 3 short stacks in the hand. I don't know what's going on here. We're just gonna 4 bet small. Oh wow. Nice. Nice. It's quite a run out there. But yeah, I mean his that's just a fold pre in his spot. Like to the original raise, that's just a fold. Let's see, what is this? Oh, I opened and he flatted the button. Okay, this is a range check. This is a really shit board for me. Wait, what happened? Did the pool break? No? I don't know what happened. Get a pot open from the cutoff. I don't know. I'm really not sure. I mean, we're gonna defend, but like proceed with caution. Well, that that helps. Yeah, versus a pot open, I don't like this size, but he's gonna get punished. Okay. He overbets the turn. That is pretty dumb. Wow, we are smashing flops, which, if you want to be a good poker player, I mean, I highly recommend just running well. We roll a check call here. this one. Pop the turn. Okay. So the exploit I was talking about earlier, where the imposition player doesn't float as light as they should. When you have a made hand, I mean, you can exploitatively lean towards checking, especially against a player you would normally hyper exploit. So like in that spot, if I just had like queen high or whatever, I'd probably just go for the quarter pot bet. Just fold out all his random shit that he just refuses to float with. Yeah, we are running really well today. Here's our graph today. Looking pretty good. Up almost 3K. So again, gonna go for the, just gonna let him bet for me. Go for the check raise, try to get stacks in. We'll be trying to win a stack here. Okay. Blind versus blind, it's important to realize like how far up in your range you are, and how wide each player's range is. We have aces. Yeah, we are just running extremely hot today. We are infinitely deep here, which is interesting. When 3-betting from the big blind, we're going to have, wow, that's a pretty terrible turn. We're going to mostly check this back, have some bets too, but, okay, it's a pretty safe river. Going to go for the value bet on the river. Nice. Middling pocket pair, maybe sevens. Hey, what do you know? Called it. The thought I didn't finish was when we 3-bet from the big blind, remember we're going to be using a polar 3-betting strategy, so we're not going to be range betting many flops. I mean, the closest you're going to get is like the dry king high boards, sort of like that one, but we're still going to be sizing up a little bit, like closer to half pot. Like you can probably just range bet it for a third and get away with it. But like remember, you're going to be 3-betting a lot of trash, like offsuit trash that just whiffs that board completely. So you'll be mixing in some checkbacks even on the flop on a board that good for you. And we're going to reset our stack here. Get back to 100 big blinds. I mean, this is just an obnoxiously deep stack, so. One of my friends, like, has just run like shit lately, so I have to screenshot my deep stack at 500 zoom and send it to him just to tilt him. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and reset our stack. Actually, the pool looks like it's thinning out, so we're going to call this a day. We'll play through our big blinds on these red tables, but certainly if there's any questions you had about the hands, so, like the hands I put in these plan explains, the strategic discussion on them is purposefully public domain. I'm not going to like charge you for coaching to talk about the hands in this plan explain. So if you want to talk, this is one of the videos I don't mind, talking strategy with you in the comment section. So give it a shot, and maybe we can hash some stuff out, make you better. And that will be it. Thanks for stopping in, guys. I'll get this video up as soon as I can. But yeah, enjoy, and let me know if you have any questions. And definitely like and subscribe, just in case you're bad at following directions the last 10 times. Definitely do that. So, thanks.